Proper ITU phonetics followed by your name and your location.
Hi, fellows. This is Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa, Wojciech from Warsaw, Poland, coming in using Droid Star, and I might have some traffic for today's net.
Hi, this is Sierra Papa 5, George Oscar Foxtrot from M-Boy, connected for the first time. Let's see if I'm here heard or not.
Lima Uniform 4, Alpha Uniform Lima. Lima Uniform 4, Alpha Uniform Lima. From Buenos Aires, I use Droidstar 73. Thank you.
KA3 Victor Golf Mike, Jimmy, Boston, Pennsylvania. No traffic. One quick question though.
This is Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha Whiskey Victor, Steve in Boston, Massachusetts. And I'm coming across using Echolink. I have no traffic for the net.
Kilo Delta 2, Uniform Quebec, Kilo KD2UQK, Rob on Long Island, New York. No traffic.
November 7, Tango Alpha Edward, M17 Hey, Ed, no traffic, and thanks for the stickers.
Mike 1, Hotel Oscar Golf, Nick, Stevenage near London, England, no traffic.
Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima. Dave in Newport, South Wales, UK. No traffic for the net. And Nick, check your email.
This is Alpha 4, Hotel Sierra, Maitland in Washington, D.C. with no traffic.
KE4TLC, Dion here in Lugoff, South Carolina, no traffic, checking in. Second time.
This is AC4AG, short time, full traffic.
Alpha Delta 5 Romeo Bravo from New Mexico via Droidstar. No traffic. Just listening.
Kilo India 5, November Hotel Oscar, no traffic.
Okay, let's hold it up there. I got quite the workout. I'm sure I bobbled this one. So stand by, let's listen up, and let's see if I got you in our logs correctly. First up, Wojtek, Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa. The second station, I think it was Sierra Papa 5, Golf Ocean Foxtrot. If so, is that Adam? If you just call back and confirm that I got your call and name correctly.
Yes, it's Adam and you got correctly.
Okay, Adam, very good. Welcome. Next up on the list, LU4, what do we got here? AUL. And that looks like that's Sebastian there. Jimmy, KA3VGM, making his first contacts on M17 today. Jimmy, welcome to the family here. KC1AWV is Steve. Rob, KD2UQK, congratulations on passing your general last night, Rob. Get studying for that extra. N7TAE, Tom, you're very welcome for the stickers there. M1HOG, Nick, Dave, GW8 Sierra Zulu Lima, Maitland, once again, thanks for joining us. AA4HS, Dion, KE4TLC, you are very noisy there. You may want to adjust your settings a little bit. AC4 AG Austin, welcome. And the next two call signs I bobbled a little bit. Adam Delta 5, Romeo Bravo, that's Rich. I think I got that one right. The last station was Kilo India 5. Can you come back, please, with your call sign, your full call and your name, please, and location?
This is Kilo India 5, November, Hotel Oscar. First name is Rod, Romeo Oscar Delta. And coming in from Texas through Echolink. Kilo 9 India Delta near Chicago. Checking in with Dudestar.
We got Rod, KE5NHO, and we got Rod, KD9ID. Alrighty, anybody else wishing to check in before we go to the top of the list with our traffic?
Delta Bravo 9 Mike Alpha Tango.
Delta Bravo 9, Michael Alpha Tango. Gotcha in the log there. Thank you very much. Anybody else wishing to join us today on the M17 Project Weekly Net? This is N2XDD Net Control. Please call now. Alrighty, let's go up to Wojtek. Top of the list, Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa. Go ahead with your traffic.
Hi again, guys. I've got just a small piece of information for you. There is a pretty fresh piece of software being developed by Alexander Roma, or Ruma, I don't know how to pronounce that name. But the software is called SDR++, and it's open source. It's available on GitHub, so you can download it. It's cross-platform SDR software, and it already supports M17, and it works under Windows. So you just can download the release, the latest one, the nightly build, just run it, and you should be able to decode M17 in real time on Windows. So no fancy stuff, no Linux needed. Don't need to be Linux geek to decode M17. So the M17 decoder is just a plugin for the software, for the SDR++, and it's already in the package. So you just have to add it and just use it. It's pretty easy to use, and the graphic user interface is similar to that from SDR Sharp. So it looks really similar. So that's about it. And I don't have any news from OpenRTX team, so no updates on OpenRTX. Back to Net.
Okay, Wojtek. And We want to thank you for passing along the information about SDR++, and that's 015RYZ, and he came up with his M17 decoder plugin. And you can find his software at sdrpp.org. Once again, sdrpp.org, and that's where you'll be able to find the M17 decoder plugin for SDR++. And like Wojtek said, it's a cross-platform distribution. So, does anybody else have any questions or comments in regards to Wojtek's traffic? Alrighty, do we have any late check-ins at this time? Anybody else wishing to check in before we go down the list there? Late check-ins, please hold net control now.
Inviaggio un'informazione, lo inviamo a Bernard, operator Niccolò from Milan, Italy. No traffic.
Alright, Nico, we got you in there. Check your signal there. RU2KIN. I copied you, but you were awfully muffled. So check your settings, and I'm going to assume you have traffic, and play around with your settings, and we'll get down to you in a couple of minutes. Anybody else wishing to check in, please call net control now. Alrighty, next up on the list, we have our newcomer, Jimmy, KA3VGM. Jimmy, I think you said you had a question for us. Come now.
Okay, first of all, let me say hello to all of you, and it's nice to finally be on M17. I've listened to the last couple replays of the net on the YouTube channel, and figured I would take time and try to check in today and make my first official M17 contact. But my quick question is this. Do any of these reflectors have a paired mode so you can actually hear your own audio after you unkey, like on Allstar, etc. K3 Victor Golf Mike? Back to that.
Okay, Jimmy, I'm not sure if I exactly understood your question there, but I think it was something to do with the reflectors. So let's see if Steve has an answer for us. KC1AWV and 2XDD, our resident M17 reflector guru. Steve, what do you got for us? Can you help Jimmy out over there?
Yeah, I sure can, Ed. I got no problem with that. I heard his question, and it was in relation to whether or not that there is a parent mode on the reflectors. So I wish I was as much of a guru as Ed likes to, call me there, but actually the developer, or one of the developers on the MRFD software is, checked into this net. That's Tom N7TAE. He and Colby took XLXD and turned it into MRFD for M17. But as far as the reflector itself having a parent mode, it does not. But from what I understand, there is a parent mode enabled in mVoice, which is the Linux client that can be used to connect to the M17 network, and I believe that DudeStar may have one as well. But the client software, specifically M17 Gateway, also has a parent mode as well. So the reflector itself does not, but the client softwares do. So it's just a matter of choosing which software that you want and finding the echo or parrot function in that software. So I hope that answers the question.
Okay, I'll look around in Duke Store and see if I can find it. As far as the other package, I don't have Linux available to me right now, so I cannot try that. But I will look around in Duke Store and see if I can find a parent mode. And as far as the M17 gateway software, does that run under Windows, or do you have to have Linux to make that one work? Over.
So M17 Gateway is the gateway software that will connect a hotspot or an MMDVM modem into a reflector. It can be compiled onto Windows, but as far as I know, there are no Windows binaries released, so you'd have to compile it yourself. The way that I'm running it is on Linux. You can run it on a Raspberry Pi or any other Linux machine, but you do have to compile it from source. There are no released binaries.
Okay, thanks very much for the information, and I will try to become a regular on the M17 net as time allows. K for Victor Golf Mike, back to net.
Okay, Jimmy, thank you for that. And again, welcome here to the M17 family. Steve, thanks for answering that question. We appreciate it. And Tom, totally skipped my mind that you were here with us. I apologize, even though you did say thank you to me earlier. So I apologize about that, Tom. Tom, do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, that was perfect. Steve was right on. N17AE. Back to you, Ed.
All right, Tom, thank you. Yeah, that's why we keep Steve around. Not for his good looks, Steve, because you kind of you got a little bit of a brain there sometimes. Just kidding, buddy. Alrighty, this is N2XDD Net Control Station for the M17 project. Anybody else wishing to check in with us this week, please call Net Control.
Kilo 4, Oscar, America, Mexico, K4OAM. No traffic, running Nude Star.
K4OAM, Jerry, Port St. Lucie, Florida. Welcome. Anybody else wishing to check in? Okay, let's scroll down towards the bottom there. Nico, how you doing? Did you fix your audio issue? IU2KIN and 2XDD.
IU2KIN here. Yeah, sorry, the audio issue is a known issue, but every time I hope that it will fix itself magically. I was using the Droid Star client with the AirPods made by Apple, and they work awfully bad together. But if I use the Droid Star client, you should be able to hear me fine. Can you confirm this, Ed?
All right, Nico, I was just telling Steve in chat there, I'm having some problems with the speaker. I'm using a new speaker this week, and everything seems muffled. So, Steve, can you help me out here, Mr. Alternate there?
You know, Ed, I'm beginning to think that you have a camera or something, and you wait until I have a mouthful of food. But I think that Nico was just asking if we could hear him, and he's coming through perfectly fine. KC1AWV.
Okay, guys, I apologize about that. I changed the configuration of my radio this week, and I'm using a new speaker, and it's just not cutting it for this radio. So, Nico, back over to you, buddy. IU2KIN and 2XDD net control.
Yeah, sorry for the audio quality. Usually it's the best one which I get reports to is the one obtained with the DudeStar client on PC, but with DroidStar I believe it's a bit more muffled the voice, but if people can hear me I will continue this way because I'm not yet back home. So I wanted to report a bit on the activities of the Open RTX project, in particular regarding M17, as we try to report out every week. So currently there are good news regarding the M17 porting, because we this week Silvano, IU2 Kilo Whiskey Oscar, completed the merge of the M17 functionality to the master branch, which means that people can use the automatic services provided, build services provided by the community. So there are hands out there which use their computational power to build OpenRTX firmware and make it available on a daily basis to all the people. I can send out a link to the builds in both our and M17 Discord. So these builds are available for everyone, and we plan to close to release the version 0.4 of OpenRTX, including both M17 transmission and reception capabilities soon, in the sense that it will come hopefully in a couple of weeks. So this will work for now only on modified MD 380 and modified MD UV 380. But it will be a complete feature. So both the transmission and reception would work, and we will continue implementing from there. For example, I want to try out the GPS information transmission, which is being developed by G4KLX. And we might be able to integrate that quite easily because we already have GPS support in OpenRTX. So expect in a couple of weeks to have M17 RX and TX available in
Okay, IU2KIN, you dropped off there at the end. I think you had timed out our system. Are you still with us, Nico?
Yeah, sure, I'm still there. Where did I left off so that I can finish the discourse?
Only lost about the last 10 or 15 seconds, so if you want to go to your last point and start there, that should be able to catch us all up.
Yeah, it was just us basically a recap of everything I've said. So expect M17 RX and TX functionality on MD-UV-380 and MD-380 to be coming in the next couple of weeks or more or less, and in the future we will try to support also GPS data transmission and reception following the work made by Jonathan, G4KLX. To you, net control.
Okay, Nico, thank you very much for that thorough update there. And, excuse me 1 second, let me drop it. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to take a drink. I thank you for the update of the Open RTX and the progress with the QAT MD380s. And we're hoping to see that coming in the next few weeks for the next release of that. Module M17, you're working along with DB9 MAT with that, and we'd like to see how that's progressing. And if nobody has any questions for Nico, I'm going to pass it over to DB9 MAT, and perhaps he can give us an update on the Module M17 project that he is working on. Anybody with any questions in regards to Nico's traffic?
Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa.
Wojtek, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Aaron. I've got a question for Nico. What is the bit error rate for the latest Open RTX release for MD380?
Okay, thank you for the question, Wojciech. On my test setup, which is MD380 radio with on the transmission and BI7 JTA repeater board with FT coupled to an FT 8900 radio from Yaesu. This is my test setup, and I get around 2% of bit error rate overall in a few seconds of transmission. And unfortunately, I try to highlight the position of those bit error, hoping that they will be, if they will be only focused towards the beginning or towards the end, they might be due to a software bug, but unfortunately they seem to be evenly distributed in the whole stream, so probably this is simply due to the sketchy modulation that we are doing in the MD380. Remember that on that radio we do not have a proper baseband, but one that we can use for M17, but we are using a PWM output from the STM32, which is filtered to become an analog signal, and we are compensating that filters to achieve a linear response in frequency, and all of that comes at a cost of producing non-idealities in the modulation. So I believe that that 2% might be caused by the sketchy mechanism we used for transmit on a radio, which was not meant to do that. But I really hope that people can prove me wrong and can find out, help us find out where that 2% of bit error rate comes from. Back to you, Wojciech.
Okay, thanks, Nico. I'm satisfied with the answer, so thanks.
Alrighty, Nico, thank you very much for that. We appreciate the hard work that you guys are doing over there on the OpenRTX project. DB9 MAT, you have any updates for us in regards to the Module 17?
Okay, before I go into any traffic, is my audio a bit better now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for the report. Yeah, first time using DubeStar. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get out the RF setup. I always tend to yeah, if I can use RF, I'd like to use RF, but hey, this time only DubeStar. So yeah, short update on Module 17. I'm currently routing the revision 0.1b. There were a couple of small issues with the first revision, although OpenRTX is running on it, in the sense that the kernel is loading and we can have some audio input and some audio output, but we cannot encode or decode M17 yet, but that's a driver's issue. But there were a couple of things, for example, that the speaker amplifier couldn't be turned off, and therefore you always had some noise coming out of the speaker mic and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm doing quite a bit of revision there, and I hope to get the boards ready this weekend so that I can build a couple of revision 0.1Bs soon. Yeah, that's more or less it from my side. Ed, back to you. Thank you.
Okay, Matthias, thank you very much for that update. Anybody have any questions for Matthias, DB9 MAT, in regards to the Module 17 project? Okay, we have a bunch of new people who checked in this week, so if you're not familiar with our webpage, M17Project.org, you can check us out there. You can find a link to our social media, in particular our Discord. Come join our Discord server. That's where all of our magic seems to be happening. And you can check up in real time about the progress of all the different people helping develop the M17 protocol, including Nico with the OpenRTX project, DB9 MAT, working on Module 17, Wojtek doing his thing, and people like Jonathan, G4KLX, working with the MMDVM host software. So lots of fun stuff going on, lots of progress being made. Again, check us out, M17Project.org. Follow the contact links, and you can see a link for our Discord where you can come and join us. Does anybody else have any questions or comments, or anybody wishing to check into the M17 Project Weekly Net? This is Ed. I'm N2XDD. I'm your net control station. Please call now.
Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa.
Mr. Wojtek, go ahead.
I forgot to tell you that Sierra Papa 5 Lima Oscar Tango is probably going to launch another balloon, but this time with M17 repeater. So it's going to use probably Raspberry Pi and running Raspberry Pi TX by F50EO, and that's for the transmitter, and for the receiver I think it's going to use RTL SDR. So that's going to be the payload, and the input frequency is going to be on 70 centimeters band, while the downlink is on 2 meters. that's planned. So let's see how it works. And that's from SP5LOT.
Okay, Wojtek, thank you for the update there on SP5LOT. Planning on launching another balloon with a payload that's going to once again contain some M17 on it. So looking forward to that, and we have some videos of that on our YouTube page. So if you want to check us out there, links are also on our website. So anybody else wishing to check in? Anybody else with any questions or comments? Okay, we meet here every Friday at 1700 hours UTC on the M17C module. Also, you can reach us via Echolink and Allstar, DudeStar, DroidStar, a couple other various places, TGIF, Talk Group, 1017. Next week, myself, N2XDD, Steve, KC1AWV, and Mike, W2FBI, we will be up at a Hamfest up in New England, up in New Hampshire, Deerfield, New Hampshire. It's the Nearfest Hamfest. That happens twice a year, but this is the first time that they're meeting due to the pandemic in quite some time. So if you happen to be in the area, please come and join us, say hello. We'll be at the M17 table. You'll be able to recognize us, and you can come and see some of the projects that we'll have up, running, and functioning. So if you're in the area, come on down, say hi, and we'll give you a sticker or two. Oh, Steve, KC1AWV, probably mid-bite of his afternoon lunch. That's just the way I like to interrupt him. So, Steve, you have any parting words for us or anything you'd like to add to this week's traffic? Please come now.
Well, let's see. I can't think of anything that hasn't been gone over. I think we've covered pretty much everything that we wanted to cover. We've got Nearfest, we've got Module 17, we've got OpenRTX, we've got SDR++. I'm just kind of going backwards from where we started from. So I think that covers everything. My boss wants to know, will there be snacks? I'm not quite sure why he's asking that, but I think he's trying to be funny. So with that, I'll go ahead and pass it back to you, Ed. This is KC1AWV.
I know I'm going to have some snacks with me. And if I know Steve, I'm sure he'll have some snacks too. It seems like it's going to be right around his normal lunchtime where we'll be here on the net next week live from Nearfest. So there will be some snacks. And if you stop by, we'll have some snacks for you too. Anybody else wishing to check in? Anybody else with any questions, comments about what's going on here in the world of M17? Please call Net Control now.
K9IV, just wanted to say, looking forward to meeting as many of you as I can at Nearfest. We'll be there. I'm one of the vendors in the building. We do shirts and jackets and call sign hats and name badges and that sort of thing. So I'll see if I can get by the table. If I can't get out of the booth, well, anyone feel free to stop by and say hello. This is Kilo Niner, India Delta.
KC1LKO checking in.
Yeah, embroidery machine and making some personalized ham radio t-shirts and hats and whatnot. So it's a 2-for-1. Come up to Nearfest, you get to see the M17 crew, and you get to see Ron, K9ID with the GMI group. So come on down to New Hampshire next Friday. Anybody else? Any traffic or check-ins? Please call now.
KC1AWV-R checking in.
Kilo 9 Delta Papa Bravo K9 DPB, no traffic, just checking in.
Very good. The controller wishes to recognize K9 DPD, and we have KC1LKO, and looks like that's Miguel up in New Hampshire. He must have heard us talking about Nearfest next week. Will you be joining us up there next week, Miguel?
I'm going to give it a try. I need to find out. I guess it's next. I need to get the dates. It's been out of radar. Bumped into this via some curiosity in the M17 project. Asked a few questions yesterday. So just taking a peek right before my next work meeting. Good to hear you guys. Going in via the 1017 truck group on TGIF.
Miguel, thanks for joining us there. We appreciate it. And like I said earlier, we'll be up there at Nearfest next Friday and Saturday. So if you're around, stop by, say hi. Alrighty. Anybody else wishing to check in this week, or anybody else with any questions or comments, please call Net Control now.
AC4AG reject.
AC4AG, Austin, over to you.
I just had a quick question. Has anybody thought about maybe contacting the administrators of like the East Coast Reflector and seeing about the possibility of maybe doing an M17 link into that system, just kind of to raise awareness and give people another way to access and try out M17 to get into their very popular repeater network. It's just a thought I had this morning on the way to work. AC4AEG, back Net Control.
KC1AWV.
KC1AWV, I'll pass it to you, and then I actually have an answer for Austin. I spoke to the head guy in charge up at ECR a couple months ago. Steve, KC1AWV, over to you.
Well, you said that you were going to go ahead and answer, Austin. I wanted to just kind of throw my 2 cents in there. The only issue that I have with at least the M17 reflector, the one that we're currently using for this net, the only issue that I have is the transcoding between codec 2 to AMD would have to be done by somebody that actually has like an AMD chip vocoder that they could use to do the transcoding. But I don't know what Ed's plans are for, getting us connected to the East Coast Reflector. I'd like to, but we got to take a look at the legality of, doing the transcoding. So I'll pass it over to Ed. KC1AWV.
Delta Bravo 9 Mike Alpha Tango. I do have an MB3000, I think. I don't think it's a 3003. Board ready, sitting here. If I can send it to someone that might be able to use it, I would happily do so.
All right, Matt, thank you for that offer. I'm sure Steve and myself will take you up on that, and we can use that in our future endeavors here at M17. But getting back to Austin's question real quick, I reached out to Dick over at the East Coast Reflector. He's the proprietor over there. He knows who I am. We've had conversations before about M17. He would like us to get onto one of their weekly Zoom meetings, give a little talk about it, and it's definitely something he said he would consider linking us in eventually once everything is a little smooth and running. So there's definitely some plans there. I don't see any time in the next couple of months, but maybe by the beginning of the year we'll be able to link in eventually to the East Coast Reflector. They're a little strange over there sometimes, so it might only be a temporary thing. Maybe strange isn't the right word I'm looking for. It might be clicky. They're a little bit more on the clickier side. So, Austin, I hope that answered your question. I'll pass it back over to you if you have a follow-up.
Yeah, and I would understand them, probably being a little bit wary of adding different modes and stuff to their system that they're not familiar with, or they may view as not quite ready, or whatever they would say. I don't know exactly what they would think about it, but I was just curious. I know it's mostly Allstar and IRLP, so. And they've got some crossband stuff or cross mode stuff on their end, but I just figured that since we already had all that stuff set up to do like Allstar and all that stuff, probably wouldn't be that difficult, anyways. And it might be something interesting, but it's not. That's good. That's good that you're going to talk to them about that. I know a lot of people use it, so. It'd just be, another way to let people see what's going on. So, yeah. Well, I appreciate that, and that totally answered the question. AC4AG back next time.
Okay, Austin, thank you for that. Yeah, the East Coast Reflector is predominantly IRLP and Allstar nodes. At any given time, there's probably about 180 different Allstar and IRLP nodes connected. A little bit of DMR and C4FM and some Echolink thrown in there as well. So, yeah, definitely something that's doable, and hopefully in the near future we'll be able to get something going, or at least do a demo over there with those guys. So, Austin, thank you for bringing that up. Anybody else with any questions, comments, or check-ins, please call Net Control.
Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa.
SP5, WWP, you are recognized. I also just want to give a quick shout-out to Doug, AD8DP, who's not able to join us on the transmission side, but he's listening in, and he said hi to us in our chat. So, Doug, welcome. Wojciech, back over to you. SP5, WWP, this is N2XDD.
Okay, just a quick information. There is a repository on our GitHub called M17_education, and there are 3 presentations also in the PDF format for you to check and learn from them. And one of them has a catchy title, How Does M17 Encode My Voice? It's interesting. It's a step-by-step explanation on how M17 works. So if you are interested, you can take a look. It's on our GitHub. And the repo name is M17_education.
Okay, Wojciech, thank you for that. And our GitHub can be found at github.com/M17-project. And then you'll be able to find the _education under there as well. So thank you again for reminding us about that, Wojciech. Anybody else, any questions or comments? Alrighty, one last call for late check-ins, and then if we don't have anything else, we'll wrap this one up. We haven't had a net this lengthy in quite some time. Great number of check-ins. We're a little bit over 20 check-ins today as well, so great job, guys. Keep passing the word about M17. we're doing great things here. Anybody else wishing to check in before I close this one out? Okay, I want to thank all those stations that checked in today for participating and supporting this net. Your help in maintaining it is appreciated by one and all. This is Ed. November 2, X-ray Delta Delta. The net is now secure at 17:52 hours UTC. 7-3, guys. Enjoy the weekend.